go.
Yeah.
Right,
Hi,
we're
everyone.
live. Right, hello everybody, and welcome to a Thursday chat. A bit unusual for us. It's normally Tuesdays, although we do have some guest chats on Thursdays these days.
Yeah.
And we're super excited to say we've managed to get Steve and Steph on the chat. So hi guys, how are you?
Great.
Yeah, fantastic. And we're the ones that are excited.
We are. We're so excited.
It's cool. I'm having a cuppa
Me too.
from across the pond with you guys. This is awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't even have one.
No,
I feel
I've got
left
water.
out.
Yeah, we
There you
should have
go.
got prepared and had a cup of tea. We can't even share a cup of tea with you.
I know.
Oh, well, ours is
The
coffee,
plan
so
was
We usually have
Ours
one Monday.
ours is
Well,
Starbucks.
For those of you watching this who perhaps don't know who Steve and Steph are, you are based in America. Well, I'll let you do a bit of an introduction in a second. But you have a YouTube channel. I found out about Steve and Steph through Lonnie. I think Lonnie had you on quite a while back.
Yeah.
And then I started watching your videos, and yeah, I'm hooked on your videos, and so's Andrew now. So we thought it'd be great to get you guys on and introduce you to a lot of our subscribers who may not have met you and know what you're about. So as a way of a quick introduction, do you want to explain a little bit about yourself? I've got loads of questions to come, so don't go into too much detail.
All right. Okay. So we've been doing this since about April, and it started
We
as
say this meaning YouTube.
yeah, meaning YouTube. We've been resellers for approximately 6 years, but we did this initially. We would do this kind of, we do our sales. The local sales thing was something that in April was really starting to blow up for us. And on our drives, we were having these, we have these weird conversations all the time. And one day we just said, you know what, we should videotape this. And initially it was for our family, because a lot of people don't think we work. A lot of family and friends as a reseller, and I'm sure you guys know what we're talking about. They just think we don't really do anything.
Right.
So that was the initial idea. Hey, we videotape this, and also for the grandkids, and it goes a little deeper than that, wanting to have some kind of thing to show them, hey, I don't want to get into the whole why you shouldn't have a regular job, but that's a big thing for me, not having a regular job. So as we were filming these and we would watch it, we were like, this is freaking ridiculous. Like some of the things we would say, but we talk like that. And we've always had these conversations that are weird, and we don't even show the worst of it. I mean, like what we consider the worst of it. So,
some of our lives, we can't help it and stuff comes out. So if we do a live one, that might have a little bit more, but at least our edited stuff, we can cut some of the stuff out. But
That's one of your strengths, the fact that you can go live and just ramble about whatever. It's
yeah,
and you get it. You get it. That's exactly we're like, it's about whatever. And I think we kind of have a message, and it honestly is we're enjoying our life. And we always end with, enjoy your life. And reselling for us, we come from doing the regular jobs. We met at a company that we both ended up working at for a long time. Steph was the controller. I was the general superintendent. It was a big construction company. And our lives revolved around somebody else's company. I mean, it was just unbelievable hours. I don't want to, go into that because there's other people still doing this. It's just your typical grind and retire and die type of job that we had. It really was. It was unbelievable hours, unbelievable pressure, and nothing fun about it. And it took away our outside of work life. There was no time to do anything else that we enjoyed. We were always tired.
yeah.
And I left first, and Steph was after, a year after me. And when I was that first year, while she was still working on that, I started selling on eBay, selling our personal stuff. And I got real excited about it because I was selling stuff for more than I paid for it, just stuff that was ours. And we were selling crap. And I was like, man, at least when I say that,
crap.
when
Some
I
was
call
sports
something crap, we
equipment.
don't mean it's crap. Whoever bought that, it wasn't crap, if you ever see this. But you know what I'm saying? We were surprised at what people were buying.
Yeah.
And that's how the reselling, bug took hold. And one day, because Steph would still, she was still working, but we would do it on the weekends together, and it was fun. And then when Steph said, enough is enough on her job, or the same job that I'd already left, we sat down one day and we said, you know what? let's just make a commitment now. We'll never, ever work for somebody again, ever.
We will struggle to try to make this work, whatever we can do.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. So
and it's work.
A lot of people will identify with that, with working for the man, and it's grinding you down and grinding you down. Neither of us really fitted in that in a role. I mean, you guys might know I was in the police force. Andrea worked for Amazon.
Oh, wow.
We both decided, and it also for us, it coincided with when we had our daughter, didn't it?
Yeah. And I just decided, no, I can't do that anymore. I'm not going back.
Yes.
And I was unhappy in the police job, and we had, similar to you, you'd already done a bit on eBay and you knew about it, and we'd built that up whilst working, and then we felt we were just going to do it. And like you said, we were going to make it work. We had to make it work.
Yeah. I don't think we ever had a thought that we wouldn't make it work. It was just
no, and you have to think like that, I think, because if you go in doubting yourself, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
I love hearing that, because that is like I got goosebumps.
Yeah, you do.
Having another couple say that's exactly how we felt. It wasn't like we didn't sit down and say, we never had a conversation where we said, what if, or what if this happens, or what if we don't have enough money for this? Never, ever had that conversation, because it was so bad with what we were doing. We knew that there had to be something better. You know, like if you're working just for a paycheck, and even supporting, I'm really impressed with somebody when you have a kid and you say, I'm not giving the kid a legacy of, you know, we're not around. And when we are around, we're not really there because we're freaking tired from working. You know, we're working. And I'm glad you said the man, because I got a problem with the man also. But it's, you know, eBay is a beautiful thing for people to be able to start. Single moms, you know, families that are just struggling, they can still do their jobs, do eBay part-time, save enough money to make a transition. You know, I mean, it's just a wonderful thing, and it's changed our life dramatically and for the better.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally. I mean, we see a lot of female resellers that are on the chat and that we talk to that have just decided not to go back to work, and have gone into reselling because of that reason, because it's just, it doesn't pay to go back to work. You hardly see your kids, and B, you know, you're paying just for childcare.
Childcare here,
so
I don't know what
it's earning money to pay for childcare.
I don't know what it's like in the States, but the situation here is you're basically paying to pay your childcare. So reselling allows people to stay at home, and it's been fantastic through the channel. We've managed to get that message across to people, and they've been like, that aha moment. I can do this from home, and it fits in around my kids, and
because we've always been able to have Ellen with us.
Yeah,
and that was such a huge thing.
Well, before we had Ellen, I mean, I was doing shift work with the police. Andrew was commuting a ridiculous length to Amazon.
A couple of hours there and back each day,
and it just wouldn't have worked. So it was the best thing we ever did. It really was.
It really was.
That's so awesome. And you're right, like doing it. And I hope more moms are doing this. We have like 2 daughters with kids, and they're like an intact family, but they do not want to leave their kids. They want to raise their kids.
Yeah.
And now they see this as an opportunity also. They don't do it like, oh, it's a part-time job or anything, but they definitely are doing, you know, like, okay, this can work. And we've never done a video where we're going, hey, moms, you know, do this. But believe me, that's on the top of a list for me, like why I want people to do it. And I always picture a mom. You know, I always picture a family. Can we take together. This off? It's my British scarf.
Nobody wants to see it. It's like 82 degrees today here in Southern California.
Okay, I got it.
It's not.
I got to tell you that.
I'll just say, before we went live, Steve was saying about his Liverpool scarf. Now, you guys are let us know where you are, actually, because Pete in the chat was saying, where are you based?
Scroll down.
Okay, well, no one's heard of Temecula. That's where we are, but we're north of San Diego.
Right.
So in California. So
Temecula's it's called a bedroom community. We're north of San Diego. We're east of Los Angeles and Orange County. We're like an hour to Disneyland, an hour to LA, an hour to downtown San Diego. We're in a valley. It's approximately it's growing so fast, 120,000 people. There's wine country out here. it's a beautiful, you know, like a beautiful little hidden gem at one time, but now it's just grown tremendously.
Basically a town where nobody can afford to live in San Diego or LA, so they can have a home here with a little yard and commute. So everybody here's a commuter. So we have a lot of younger families, and it's kind of a newer area, I guess.
So Southern California, that's
kind of equivalent to where we are, because we've become a commuter town to London. We were in Hitchin. We're about 30 miles out of Hitchin, so it's similar, I guess. But that still remains, the question still remains, why was there a Liverpool scarf in your local thrift store?
I know, it's, well, okay, we told Nick and Andre about this, but we did a live video yesterday going through a thrift store, and one of the viewers was Krillin, and we were just walking through, and we didn't really see anything that was catching our eyes, and we don't know a lot about clothing. And Krillin told us to go back to the scarves, so we had to figure out where the scarves were. And he noticed this hanging when we walked by, just from a corner. It would have been a corner angle down an aisle. And Krillin said, "Grab the Liverpool scarf."
And Steve's like, "I'm gonna wear this tomorrow."
Yeah. And it's, how cool is it though? It says Liverpool on it. Like, seriously. It's awesome. Yeah. It was from the 2014 tour.
If you scroll back down, he said.
There's a lot of love for you guys in the chat, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. I saw Tanya's in there, Bum Crack Picker, a bunch of people. I saw Tracy.
Mark says, I started watching Steve and Steph's YouTube channel yesterday and really enjoyed it. Great couple. So you've got a fan there for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie says, I've been watching a few of your videos today. So yeah, it's really taken off for you guys on YouTube, which is great to see. Thrifty Treasures there says Steve and Steph, and then a lot of love hearts. That's Tanya, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tanya's actually Tanya Thrifty Treasures. When we started doing this, I think we had like, it might have been 30 or 50 subs, and we get this message, and it was Tanya, and we didn't know her at the time, and she said, "Hey, I'd like you to come on my channel," and so we looked her up and we watched some of her videos, and we're going, she has not watched our videos. So we sent her a message and said, "Hey, please watch our videos. We don't want to."
Are you sure?
Yeah, we don't want to mess your channel up, and because it was, you know, sometimes we say stuff that's weird. And she said, "No, I'd love to have you guys on." And we're like, "All right." And that actually started giving us, you know, like, and
to be honest,
when we had 10. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think you guys fit in just well. I mean, I've been on the Six Pack a number of times. When it started, I had to drop out because it was like 1 or 2 in the morning when it was airing here, but I'm going to try and dip back in again soon. And I think you fit in just right with that crowd, to be honest.
It feels like
they don't mind our
friends, yeah, and
our weirdness.
Yeah,
so they can handle Steve.
They've got their weird quirks too.
Yep.
Oh, we've got.
But it is unusual.
So good.
Oh, honey, you know how it says Steve? Andy Robinson says, Steve thinks his Liverpool scarf is cool. Bless him.
Oh, no. I know what that means. I know what that means.
Honey, it's not cool, apparently.
Okay, we learned that in the South, if they say, bless his heart, it sounds like they're being nice to you, but they're saying you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Same thing. Bless him.
In football in the UK, it's so partisan. It's so, you know, you love this team and hate that team.
Yeah.
Is this really football? Or is this soccer?
That's what they call football and soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, soccer to you guys. Yeah. Soccer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tracy says, Steph, has Andrea noticed your shirt? Yes, I did.
Yes, let me show you.
It's awesome.
It's an authentic, real,
wow,
fake tour shirt.
Oh, wow.
I love
authentic fake tour shirt.
That's like 87 or so, isn't it?
Yeah, I love him. I love George Michael. And so I wore this because Andrea and I just talked about it last night. And she said her favorite Christmas song was Wham! Last Christmas. I'm like, someone else loves George.
Oh, my goodness. After seeing that, we were driving around and we kept listening to, and I like George Michael. I mean, that guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I like the music, but it's like nonstop. When it's like, come
I love him.
on.
I do.
Yeah, but it really was cool. When she had it on, I could, can we at least hear a different song? And she put on when George Michael and Queen. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody to love.
It was a tour, right?
It was the Freddie Mercury tribute concert, but
And she has a couple boxes. It's probably a few hundred
I got my
pounds
shrine
of George Michael stuff.
from when I was
Literally.
younger. I shrined on George. I loved him. So.
I had so much. I had a huge Wham collection, and I don't know what I did with it. Probably my mum sold it, but
Oh man! Hopefully you'll find it in her attic one day.
no, I doubt
Then
it.
you can sell it.
Now, I wanted to ask you guys a bit about. It is a reseller show, so we may as well touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
About what your business model is, because I found it fascinating that you do eBay a little bit, I think, but tell us what the main core of your business is and how that works.
Okay, when we started with eBay and we built, like we were so excited, we built our eBay store up pretty quickly, you know, to where we were doing well. And then we realized, hey, we're doing too much work. Like,
well, that was
constant.
Years of that, though. I mean, a few years. We just stopped doing eBay. We still do a little bit here and there, but we just stopped doing eBay once we started doing the local selling. So we discovered in our area here in the US, it doesn't sound like it's really huge there in the UK, but here it's blown up on the local selling.
Not everywhere here yet, but we get people, because people contact us and they're telling us,
come on,
hey, it doesn't work over here. It's Liverpool.
Got stuck on his hair.
It doesn't, like they're saying it doesn't work in their area, and then other people are saying, yeah, you know, Facebook Marketplace does great here. Let Go does great here.
Yeah, but there's different apps on the smartphones that you can sell locally, and you just post your items on there. It's faster to post. You just put 5 pictures. You don't even have to be descriptive at all. And people just see the picture, not even a title. They just see the picture and they contact you on it and say they want to buy it. You meet them, sell it.
I think we need to back up just a little.
Okay.
So back to the eBay. We built our eBay store up through thrifting, garage sales, auctions, everything like that. And we were sourcing all the time, and we were constantly listing. And it got big to where we were like just working all the time. We said, hey, we got to figure a way to make this to where it doesn't turn into a grind like a regular job. So we started looking into bulk buys, and we discovered a place that's close to us. I mean, it's within 2 hours, and we went down there and we started buying single pallets.
They're a liquidator.
I don't know if you guys remember when Woot would do these. Woot was doing these sales online. It might just be in the US. They would do like these sales, and if you'd get an alert, and they were really good sales. And we were like doing it was a version of retail arbitrage, but it was online. We found out that they were liquidating their online returns down there. So we would go and buy a pallet at a time. And once we started buying a pallet at a time, we realized, okay, we're sourcing more in a short amount of time.
Yep.
We need to do more of that, because then it creates more time, which is what we want, you know, free time. And it slowly grew from there. And then we ended up buying a few more pallets. And then we discovered the big customer returns. And that's what, I mean, we've done other stuff too on government liquidation.
Do auctions.
But ultimately, we transitioned into buying Macy's customer returns. You're not supposed to talk about that company, but that's what we started doing.
They probably don't have Macy's there.
Oh
no, I know, we know of it, but
okay.
So we started buying Macy's customer returns, and we were selling on eBay. And then the beginning of the year, around April, we were having lunch with our daughter, and she was meeting somebody. She had her phone out, and she was meeting somebody where we were at, and she was buying or selling. I think she was selling something, and we asked her, "What is that?" And she was doing it on an app called Garage Sale. And then she told us about OfferUp. And we were like, what the heck is this stuff? We went home. We put the apps on our phone. We went home. And that day we started listing. And we sold that night. We started selling. And it went for, we started having a bet on how long we could do it. And every day, how many days in a row. And we ended up going like 70 days. And that was Monday through Sunday, or Sunday to Sunday, and it was constant. It was unbelievable. And so then, you know, that's where we ended up with doing the local sales. And that's why eBay, we just didn't put the effort into putting anything on eBay anymore. We let our store, there's still stuff on there, but we let it just dwindle down because we could sell everything local.
With no fees, no shipping, no returns. I mean, we'll accept returns, but there's no returns locally.
It's beautiful.
That's what
It's
amazes
awesome.
me. I was going to ask you because I mean we do have some equivalents. We have Facebook Marketplace and we have an app called Spock, which sounds like it's very similar to OfferUp. So you take pictures and list it. But what fascinates me is, as you just said, there's no fees. So what is their revenue stream? I've never really understood how this firm is making money. So OfferUp, for example, do they run ads or how?
Some of the apps have ads on them. You'll see like, and that's one thing we have to be careful with is we sell, you know, like Macy's stuff, but they'll run a Macy's ad right below our item of the exact item. So you can see how much it costs at Macy's that day. And so they run ads at the bottom. So Walmart will be down there, at Macy's, whoever. So that is how they get click-throughs, you know, through that. But actual OfferUp, I haven't seen any ads on there, but they sell bumps. And bumps would be, you'd pay to bump your item to the top of the list. So your picture goes up at the top. So when people scroll, they usually just scroll through a few pages and then they're done. So if you don't keep your listings fresh, they don't see them.
So like on Facebook, they put a comment to bump things up sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, there is. They'll put bump in the comment. And Facebook, you can do that, but you can't bump in OfferUp. That's how OfferUp does it. But
right now, like I've done, I'm as curious as you are on how are these people making money? How are these apps making money? And I've done a lot of research on it. And there's money, like right now, a lot of them they're getting funds, like they're supporting this app or that app, investors, because there's a battle going on. And from what I've read, it's ultimately going to be narrowed down to a couple big boys. That's why you see like eBay. I think theirs is called Close 5. I heard they might have stopped it, but eBay started their local sales app in Europe. And I think it's Let Go or somebody else. There's a company in Europe that was real big from Spain, and that's a powerhouse in Europe. And they gobbled up one of the other apps here in the US. So there's this big battle. And I believe eBay's, this number might not be exact, but they make so much money just in Europe from the local sales. And I don't know how they're making the money, but the money from the local sales is in the billions. So
wow,
the US
makes sense that they're seeing the market for the future, and it's now a battle for market share, isn't it? And as you say, the bigger fish will eat the little fish, and you'll end up with a couple of platforms, as we've got eBay and Amazon now, that sort of thing. So
exactly.
Can I quickly interject that Krillin has super chatted?
Yes, your friend Krillin has super chatted us a couple of dollars. So thanks, Krillin. What was the comment?
He said, awesome guests. Where's little Jerry?
Oh, where's Jerry? Jerry is, if you heard him earlier, you heard some huffing and puffing. He was out the window looking out, and he was getting all upset about something out the window. So he went running out through the doggy door. So he's outside.
You may have heard our Monty. Oh,
yeah,
where is he?
He's behind.
Is he behind me?
I don't see Monty. Oh, there he is, sleeping. Cute.
We watched the video.
Right, he should be. He's
I see him
over there.
Yeah.
Yes, he's so cute.
Monty. No.
Monty.
He's pretty deaf, so
Jerry is too.
Yeah.
Calling him is not going to help.
Yeah. No. We just watched this morning. I was scrolling through some of your videos and I saw the picture of Monty, and it said Motivational Monday with Monty.
Oh yeah.
And that video was one of my favorite ones I've ever seen on YouTube. It was so cute.
We were rolling.
I have to start that up again. We did it for a few weeks, I think about this time last year actually, and you know, life got in the way and we stopped doing it.
Well, we worried that people would get bored of it.
So. Oh, he's up and about now.
It's hilarious.
Monty.
Oh, there he is, Monty.
Oh,
he's adorable. His little black nose. He's really cute.
Dogs are awesome.
It was Jason, not Krillin. That's what we see. Hey, Jason.
What did we get? Did we get the super chat wrong?
I think so.
Wave a biscuit, and Monty will be up like a rocket.
Sorry, Jason. I'm sorry.
Bumcrack says, "Is that Monty or a Furby?" That's cute.
Yeah, we're watching the video with Monty, and Steph says, "Monty has a British accent. It's so cute." And I was like, "What do you think he's gonna have?" She thought he really was talking.
Oh yeah, right.
What do you mean? He was talking.
Yes. It was hilarious.
You mean your dog doesn't talk?
Well, ours does, but only to me.
I'm really sorry, Jason, that I thought you were Krillin. I think it's because I briefly looked at it and I'm so used to £2 super chats from Krillin.
Krillin super chats a lot, bless him. So yeah, we get used to that.
But thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
That's awesome,
oh yes,
Jason.
I'm not Krillin.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's cute.
Okay,
Thanks, Jason.
going back to the pallet thing, that really fascinates me, and I've actually looked recently if there's similar things going on in the UK, and but I think it's slightly different. But I wanted to ask you guys, you're still fairly new to it. What would you say are the pros and cons of buying by the pallet load as you do?
The pros on buying by the pallet is the way we do it. We buy quite a bit, and we have a storage unit. So we look at that storage unit as a constant source. It's a steady flow of income that's reliable and
a product to source
and
basically.
predictable for us. Yeah. So we source a massive amount, and then it can be sold continually. If we went on vacation recently and you just stop, you come back, and before we even get back home, we're bumping our listings, refreshing all our listings. By the time we get home, we got business again. But one of the best things, if you are a reseller who truly enjoys going to thrift stores, garage sales, like if you enjoy the hunt, it gives you more time to do that. It really does. Because if you're doing that type of sourcing, and depending on where you are, it might be slim pickings a lot. Like it's challenging.
Picking is seasonal, and it's hard
in some areas,
in a lot of towns to be able to do that. Like in the winter here, in a lot of places, it's very difficult. Or in our area, it's sometimes very hard to find, items you can make a lot of money on. Yeah. And so it's easy to at least have some bread and butter to fall back on. Yeah. We can go search from our pallets in the storage unit and bring them home and work from here. When we don't, during a dry spell, when you just can't find enough to buy.
Yeah.
So
that's a
major benefit.
I was going to say our sourcing is very seasonal, isn't it? I mean, most of our stock comes from what we have here in the UK. We call car boot sales, similar to like flea markets that you have. And that's pretty much a summer thing. So this time of year, there'll be a few, but there won't be much to pick up.
Yeah.
So
there are a few sales that go on all year round.
Yeah. But the sellers dwindle, don't they? It tends to be dealers. You don't get the really good stock from the dealers. You need.
I think areas of the U.S. I mean, we're in Southern California. We're very fortunate, but there are parts of the U.S. that have the same situation as you. The winter is
garage sale season.
Yeah, it's over. But it's.
So where do you guys source in between, or do you just stockpile and get tons of stuff during that time and then just start selling it throughout the year?
Yeah, we tend to stockpile. In fact, we're kind of at the tail end of a massive purge of stock. I mean, this place is pretty thin on the ground, believe it or not, for what it was, and we've cleared our loft out of stock recently. Wow. But your office, which is in a different part of the house, is still.
I've still got a lot of clothes
rammed. But yeah, we do tend to build it up through the summer months and then sell it off through the winter. But we were never catching up with ourselves, were we, for the last few years? No. So we're trying to clear back to nothing. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen, actually, but that's the plan, isn't it, for New Year, to keep clearing this and then start sourcing again in the spring. But we also go to jumble sales, which are like a tabletop rummage sale sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Are they just churches and things like that, or who does the jumble sales?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like sort of village halls and that kind of thing.
Yeah, local charities or Cub Scout groups, or like you say, a church. And you cannot get stuff cheaper than at those places because they don't want it left at the end of the day because they've got to deal with it. So they're virtually giving it to you by the end of jumble sales.
Wow.
So we love that. That's a fun day out.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, we just go for fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what we buy, we have a laugh. Yeah.
That's awesome. See, and that's actually a good segue into the negatives of the pallet thing. It's not sexy. Like the stuff that we sell, there's some things we get excited about, but overall, pots and pans are not sexy.
You don't get that flutter in your heart when you find a steal of a deal. It's hardly ever, it's the same stuff. So
exactly. It's just, it can be considered boring, but doing the sales in person, that's a freaking rush. I mean, it really is. Like, for us, it is, because it is fun. That's like the name, the Resale Killers. it came about because we used to joke about how trusting people were and how many could potentially be killed by somebody that were resale.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you at some point
okay.
where that whole killers thing came from. That's interesting.
Well, because we're newer to, well, they had the Craigslist killer or whatever. So it was just that whole thing of people could kill you when you go meet them in the dark. And people they'll contact us and say, hey, can we meet at 1 a.m.? I get off work at 1 a.m. Can we meet at 1 a.m. at this park or something? You're like, what? Are you joking? No, no one's good. I mean, you're asking to be murdered.
So
No.
we had a game. This is before we were doing videos. We like right just before we started. So we toned it down a bit. But we would rate people on whether or not they're going to survive.
They're victims.
By the way that they would
Experience.
approach the transaction, you know, like, and they're very, and you know what? It's safe. When you look at the volume that is being done, it really is safe.
In our town.
And
Maybe not some.
it's a joke that we're doing.
Well,
but
also,
we do.
Can I ask, you've a few things set up that I've seen you mention in your videos. You have a system of meeting people. Do you want to explain a bit the lengths you go to make it that bit safer for you?
Sure. So whenever you post something on an app, you get contacted, and we'll go right to a person that's serious about buying. So they contact you, and right when they say if they say I'm interested in this, we always respond with, it's available. Would you like to buy it?
What time would you like to meet?
Yeah, we try to we ask them a question, and we've learned that we answer their question with a question. So you start to eliminate people that are going to be wasting your time.
Yeah.
So if they respond, yeah, I do want to buy it. And when, you know, I'm available, either they'll request a time or we will tell them. And if we've already got people lined up, whoever the first person of the day is, we start lining everybody up around that person's time.
To save our time, or in case somebody decides to flake.
Exactly. So now we've agreed that, okay, we're going to meet at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. So the next day we contact them in the morning. We go through our list, and we have a whiteboard where we keep this. And we contact the people that are supposed to be meeting today. The ones that don't respond, even in the morning, we give them a reasonable amount of time. The ones that don't respond, I'd say most of the time we're done with them. There's some that don't respond right away, but they do follow through. But a lot of them, you're already done.
Yep.
Then as you get closer to the meetup, and now we live 3 minutes from where we meet people. But if we live 10 minutes away, we would tell them, we'll contact them an hour before, and if they say, yeah, we're running on time, we're going to be there at 1, we will say, okay, let us know when you're en route. And then when they do that, they say, okay, I'm leaving, I'm on my way. We also say, okay, we're only 10 minutes away from the meetup. Let us know when you're about 10 minutes away. And sometimes, like, we don't do all those. We might just say, okay, let us know when you're en route. And then we'll contact them again and say, hey, how are you looking? Are you hitting traffic? We constantly communicate.
So you mentioned the meetup spot, and I think it's interesting. It seems that common sense to me now. I've heard you talking about it, but you don't have people come to your house in the main. You go to a place with people around that's safe, and there's going to be.
And we meet, everyone at Starbucks, and we write it in our listing too. Twice in the listing, we say we'll meet you at Starbucks at this location, and at the end we end with that also, so they know we're not going to deliver to them. They're not coming to our house. We're meeting in a public place. We'll only meet in daylight, that sort of thing. So that eliminates anything.
I was going to say, we've done a fair bit of local collection through eBay. I recently sold a big piano organ thing. Wow. And I'm fine with people coming to my house, but I know a number of people that wouldn't even entertain that.
Yeah, well, Zahir doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, I know Zahir's not keen, and a lot of people aren't, and it's a big barrier to local collection. So what you guys have put in place, I think, is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And anybody can set that up. We've all got a local McDonald's or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great.
Anywhere that there's other people, try to do it in daylight if possible. If you do go out at night, you want a well-lit area and also busy. Mainly use common sense. And we do have people come to our house, but it's generally repeat customers. And that's another thing about
we're being lazy.
That's another thing about the local apps. We have people that buy every month, and I know they're buying the same, cookware stuff. We don't know why they buy all of it, but we have regular
major
customers
repeat customer
every
base. It's
month.
very weird.
And we get food.
No,
we get
some
food,
people have brought us
homemade food.
Well,
they probably
Talking about food, I was watching one of your videos about a week ago. You were in your storage unit and you showed a waffle maker.
I was going to
Oh.
mention
You
that.
got a free gift in that waffle maker. Somebody's waffle. Let us know a little bit about. That's another downside, I guess, of buying sight unseen, because you can't check all this stuff before you buy it.
Right.
And also, could you answer a quick question we had? Somebody was asking, let us know what sort of products. Mr. Sadie says, what types of items are you sourcing? So let us know a bit about that as well.
Okay, well, what we purchase right now, what we found that we really are comfortable with, we know it sells really well, is this stuff from Macy's, and it's Macy's kitchen stuff, basically, or houseware, as they call it. So it's pots and pans, it's toaster ovens, it's high-end stuff, though. Macy's is a higher-end department store around here.
Can you see that? Okay, this is Calphalon.
Yeah.
2-piece set.
But there's also Dyson vacuums in there. There's air cleaners. There's some home items as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's all kinds. Anything in the kitchen you'd have, basically. You're making noise, and nobody.
I just want to show them.
Okay. Nobody really wants to see.
As I was saying, Stefan, let us know a little bit about some of the issues you get with the returns, because this is stuff that people have decided to take back. And I was shocked at some of the stories you were saying.
I know.
It's
very weird. We've been shocked.
Tell us about the green liquid you found.
Yes. Okay. So that's the grossest one that we had was, okay, here they have these things called a rocket blender. It's like a personal blender where it's kind of like a bullet shape, and you can, yeah, there's some over there. You can make your juice in there. You could put, vegetables and stuff in there, and it'll blend it up and make a shake to drink.
Yeah, we've got a NutriBullet, same thing.
Yeah, like a protein shake. And so here's one, as a matter of fact.
This is what. So this is a rocket blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of them, when we first started out doing this smaller scale, rather than buying a whole truckload of Macy's returns, we would get them just one pallet at a time, load up our van, and come home and unload it and put it in the house. And then one time we had, like, I think 3 delivered or something to our house. So there was a bunch of stuff in our living room in here, just a huge pile of it. So at the back of it, when I got back there, it'd been in there a couple months, I found this shake that someone had in the box because they couldn't get the lid off, and their shake was still in there, completely green and sloshing around in there. And it'd been in my house for like 3 months, just sitting there in the box.
I'm gagging right now.
It was
I
so
can
gross.
remember it was disgusting.
It was so gross.
I didn't have the pleasure of smelling it, and I feel wow.
Luckily, that lid was on there so tight they couldn't get it off. I just threw it in the trash, but it didn't smell or leak or anything. Thank goodness.
It was growing. Stuff was growing.
It was so gross.
Yeah.
So what sort of percentage do you think would be write-offs because of this sort of condition? We have feedback.
If you well, there's a difference between our experience and if you plan on buying. If you plan on buying a pallet, we always recommend whatever the liquidator, like legitimate liquidators, they'll tell you a certain amount to expect. Let's say they say 10%. And when we buy, we always, whatever they say it's going to be, we double that so that we know that when we buy this thing, we're giving ourselves a buffer.
Yeah.
So if it's worse than what the liquidator sells. But in our case and what we buy, it's probably around 10%. But even out of that 10% of waste, we found a market for parts, or when we have other damaged items, we might take 2 to make 1 complete. So it's less than 10. But
and like you say, I guess if you've done your research and you've covered yourself for that loss, that's fine.
Yeah.
You just accept it and move on.
Yep.
And one thing that we do a lot, for a while, it'll take us a little bit before we get to it, but we part a lot of things out as well. So even if something is broken, we can sell the parts to it, and they sell very well on eBay.
Yeah.
People are always looking for a lid or another piece that they, the dog ate or they dropped and broke or cracked canister or something. So parts sell really well, and we can recover a lot of our loss there if it was broken.
Kenwood kitchen multi-blender thing. And we actually had it returned because there was an issue with it. And I've ended up parting it out, and I got more for it in parts than I did the original sale anyway.
All the time.
So, yeah, it's amazing. Did you want to ask about that?
Yeah, we were going to ask you, what do your family think of what you do?
Oh. Well,
okay.
We've gotten a lot of them to start reselling.
Yeah.
Like my parents started reselling stuff like crazy.
Wow.
Both girls have
actually,
been reselling.
Her dad.
My cousins have done it. They all just think, but then they all kind of quit. I don't know why, but
what's interesting is her dad. So they saw what we were doing, and they actually were really excited about it. Like when they were watching, they're very supportive and they're like enthusiastic, and they're going, "This is great what you guys are doing." And her dad had a massive coin collection that he's had since he started collecting when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
And he started putting that stuff. Well, first we listed a coin for him. And I was like, oh my goodness, we wasn't used to listing items that was that expensive. Remember that? He
knows all about coins. Yeah. So he knows the flaws, and we got him this little microscope camera that you could set on there and you could see flaws, and he could zoom in, and his stuff would just sell like crazy. But that was when he's selling eBay.
Yeah.
But
he sold a ton on eBay. Well, that's the resale.
And local. They're selling local too. But yeah, my parents were selling a lot on eBay. That was fun.
But the initial from friends and family saying, and you're quitting your decent jobs. Why? Did you have that sort of question?
No.
Good.
You know what? People always like. I guess we're lucky in that too. They make fun of us that we don't work. Okay.
They think we don't.
Yeah, they think they'll be like, if they're trying to get together and they want to, hey, everybody get together and do something.
They know we can come.
Steve and Steph will come because they don't work. That's the way they look at it.
Yeah.
But they're not.
I think they're jealous. If the ones that have to go to work every single day, or I think that they wish they could do it too. I do, a lot of them. Some of them just because some of them hate their jobs.
Yeah, a lot of people I speak to will ask me about what I'm up to, and they moan about their jobs, but they've just not quite got enough gumption to get up and do it themselves. So
that's a scary leap to take.
Not enough. It's not enough confidence, and I think that stems from these ideas that society has raised us with. Like the Godfathers. You guys know the Godfathers, the group, kind of a punk rock group. A little older.
I don't know.
They have a song. I know a British group that they don't know.
Well,
it's they have this song, and it's birth, school, work, and death, and that's it. That song says it all for me, and that's how people like. If you're raised and you're told, okay, work hard, get a good job and work hard, and then retire, okay.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all we do.
It's fear of breaking the mold. It's fear of failure.
Yeah.
And I think you have to embrace failure as an option in order to do this. Not saying you should be trying to fail, but know that once you accept that might happen, it frees you up to do things.
It does. It also, I think,
I don't know.
A lot of people may not have the, they might know about themselves that they couldn't maybe have the discipline to do it. I think a lot of people too, maybe they wouldn't. You have to work hard, and you have to motivate yourself to get up and do stuff, not just sit around and watch TV all day. And I think that is a fear that some friends and stuff might have,
and that part's not easy. I think it's easier for some and not others. I'm not a very organized person, and I can fritter away a whole morning doing nothing.
Yeah,
yeah, you're a procrastinator.
I'm really good at procrastinating.
And I'm good at starting about 10 jobs and not finishing any of them. So how we've made a success of this for like 16 years now is beyond me, but we have.
No, it's a challenge for sure. It's a struggle. But that's the neat thing about doing it as a couple. He's got strengths that I need in my life, and I've got some that he needs. And it's a good balance. It's nice to have that, especially not having a partner that's judging you about you're at home, work all day, I'm working all day and you're not doing anything or whatever, Yeah. It's just nice that you guys both, that's what's neat to talk to another couple too. You guys, cool. We know you guys deal with the same stuff.
Yeah.
If one of you is having trouble with something.
Yeah. I mean, that brings us on to another topic, which is perfect. I mean, how have you found working together full time? I mean, do you find it difficult not having time apart, or is that a positive for you? I mean, what are the struggles you have?
It's a positive for us.
Yeah.
The weird thing, okay, when we worked at the company that we were at, I would work, there was years where it was 6 and 7 days a week, and because construction was booming. We did concrete construction. Mm-hmm. And on the weekends, I would have to go, and I couldn't check jobs throughout the whole week. There was just not enough time. So on the weekends, if I had to go check jobs, or if I had to check stuff for billing and all this, Steph is off on the weekends. She'd jump in the truck and she'd actually go out there and help me.
That was our time to be able to see each other. You know, so
we were
cherish
doing that.
it now. We
exactly
didn't have as much before. So, and we always have gotten along. We never fight. We just don't, you know, we
We're
just get
lucky.
along really well. So we like being together, and we don't get sick of each other.
I think
it's
like
weird.
I've been thinking about this because we've been asked this before. When we worked together at the company, we were apart. You know, it was during the day. I had to go to jobs all over the place, and Steph was in an office, and so it wasn't like we were working together, even though we were in the same company. So we valued that time we had together because there wasn't a lot of it. When you get home and you leave when it's dark, you get home when it's dark, you eat, and then you go, hey, what do you want to do? Oh, let's go to bed. I'm freaking exhausted. I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up really early. You know, so we're making up for all that.
Yeah, we're still cherishing it. We're in the honeymoon phase of the reselling.
Every day's a holiday and every meal's a feast. Being a reseller.
It's interesting for us.
Don't appreciate that.
What was that?
Sorry,
I was going to say we actually met at work.
Oh.
We worked in a record store back in '96. We met, and then not that long after that, 2001, we started full-time working together. Yeah. So we pretty much spent the last 20 years in each other's company.
Yeah, I think 90% of the time we get on really, really well. We are each other's best friend, I think.
Yeah.
You're mine, definitely.
I think
and we do, but there are times when we just irritate each other.
Yeah. The issues,
normal.
I think the issues come from, you have to be quite single-minded and driven, and you know, I certainly am when it comes to business, and that can cause friction if we have different ideas on how to do something. So we've ended up, this is my space, I control this space, and Andrea's office is her space. And
I was wondering about that. I've heard you talk about Andrea's office, but I haven't seen it. But so I assume did you custom build your house and this is in your house? Or how did you make
We've lost your
rooms
somehow?
Oh.
Can you
hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, here.
Go down and see if anyone else.
Let us know in the chat if you guys can see.
Is it just us,
Steve
or can you
Steph.
not see Steve and Steph?
Yeah, you've vanished.
Yeah, you've gone.
Hello, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We don't have any.
Are we back? Okay, let me switch to this.
Switch camera.
Yeah, I'll switch to the internal.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Are we back?
No.
No.
Oh, what?
You could try to log out of the chat and log back in. That normally works.
Just the chat?
Yeah, there's
or the whole hangout.
Hangout. If you hang up this hangout and then click back through the link.
Okay, let me do that.
Oh, we were doing so well tech-wise.
Darn it.
Sorry.
The neat bit. No, Graham, it really isn't. It really isn't.
No, Andrea's side isn't particularly neat.
I need to organise.
Mine is. I haven't shown off my floor yet.
Yeah.
See, look, with a dog sat there, you can see the whole.
How big is Andrea's side?
I don't know if they can hear us.
We can hear you still, but there's no image.
Oh man, it's a conspiracy.
Oh, you're back.
Okay, me.
You're back.
Yeah, we can see you.
We're back.
So we're back.
Yep.
I wonder which one we're on.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
no, you're a lot closer now.
You're on a different camera because you're closer, but it's fine. We can.
I
we can
switched
still
the
see
camera.
All right,
that works.
Let's do that.
We're just on extreme close-up, but that's good.
You can look up our nose. We don't mind.
But you were saying, I saw a video where you went to Andrea's back there, and it was.
Oh no. Okay.
What's going on?
Hold on. I'm switching it back. There. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. Let me move this back. That way it's not extreme close up. Oh, I see what the problem is.
Let's get on with it.
If we break my mug, I'm going to be very upset.
Okay, sorry guys.
Okay. It looks like Christmas in here with this. Okay.
Sorry,
anyway,
guys.
so you were saying about your offices.
Yeah.
So this is part of your house. Did you wall off the garage, or did you take bedrooms, or how'd you do it?
Yeah, this used to be the garage.
Okay.
And yeah, we don't have any heating in here, but we did make it like an internal room.
Yeah, we haven't plumbed it into the heating yet, so I have little separate heaters. This was only converted like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So this building was as is, but we bricked in the front and had it had the floor raised and a new roof put on, etc. So this is part of the house now. And Andrea's office is actually a rear extension, which was already there when we bought the house. It's like a sunroom. It's all glazed. So
yeah,
you get the advantage of
So
nice
you
warm
guys-
I
room.
do. If the sun's out, it's lovely and warm.
Yeah.
So you guys, like in the morning when you go to work or whatever, you guys just split your separate ways and you list what you picked out and you purchased yourselves. And I saw that Nick the other day took some stuff that Andrea had that was Christmas, you know, and the plush. So
Yeah.
sometimes you'll do crossover.
There's a little bit of crossover, but in the main, go on, you explain.
But we do a lot of sourcing together as well, don't we? So
Yeah, we'll go out sourcing together, but you will pick up clothing.
You won't touch clothing.
Not really. Well, we
So
tried.
So you have separate stores?
No, we did, but it just didn't make sense for us anymore. So we have it's all on the one store now. But then I do a lot of Amazon. Amazon is at least 50% of what I do, but you still don't really touch that, do you? So yeah, and
Are you doing FBA
it's
or
constantly evolving as well. The thing is, we never stay the same. This time next year, we might be saying we do something completely different. It it changes all the time.
With sourcing for Amazon, we go out and do it together. A lot of it, not all of it, but
Yeah, we do
I don't
RA
really,
stuff.
I haven't really got involved with actually listing it or doing any of that.
No.
With the area that so Nick, your office, does it also act as, is it just your stuff down there, or you guys put everything that you source down there and then Andrea can take hers out of there, or is it shared?
Well, how it works now is your stuff goes straight into your office.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and my stuff comes in here, and we.
But
sort
after
it
it's
out.
listed, when it's listed and pending sale, is it combined? Do you have a little shelving, like a way to?
All the clothes stay in my office.
My listed stuff is down here. Andrea's is all racked out with her own system in her office.
Okay, so if something.
Gone.
So if Andrea's gone, like out of town or something, if something of hers sells, can you go find it? Will you be able to do that, or is it?
Yes,
how
but
do you do it?
Probably not as quickly as Andrea could.
Okay, I was just curious how that works because we have to deal with that too. But we put all our stuff together. You know, if I list it, we put it like in the custom description on eBay where it says. That's just for us to show. We say what location it's sitting. That way, and what our cost was. So if we get a best offer, if I didn't list it, I don't know how much we paid, and then we can at least one of us can make the negotiations that way. So I was just curious how another couple does it that sells on the same eBay.
I use the custom number as well, and I have it in drawers and have it's all labeled with numbers and letters. So it should be easy enough for you to find.
There's very little time when we're apart and one of us would have to deal with it without the other, to be honest. So it's never become an issue. And I do all the packaging anyway. So a typical morning will be whatever Andrea's sold and needs to be packaged, she'll just turn up with here. Sometimes you packaged it already.
I do package it now.
And then I'll deal with all of the packing. I deal with the Royal Mail account and package it all up, bag it all up and take it away. And that's kind of just how it's evolved. I tend to deal with that side of it.
Okay. So like when we sell on eBay with something that's going on there, we package it and have it in the box ready. And it's just a brown box sitting on our shelf with like a sticker on it. With the exact weight, we do calculated shipping.
That's part of our listing process.
We don't package in the morning or whatever. I was just wondering how another couple does it too. So do you actually not have it in a box yet either, or?
No, we don't. And also, some people have asked us that and we said, surely that's more efficient, but we've never gone that route. And also, do you not find if you get asked a question or a measurement, you've got to unpackage it all? Or is it
we don't do clothes. The hard goods that we sell, hardly anybody asks anything.
I probably ran into that a couple times, but I think actually we ran into it early. So when we're doing our listings, we would take really good, like we would put as much as we could inside a listing with dimensions. You know, we tried to do it. We wanted it to be packaged, ready to go. All we had to do when it sold was bring it out. We know the weight was correct. We know everything, you know, whatever they saw in that listing, it was ready to go. So
it just was to relieve us in the morning of having too many to ship at once.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of stressful trying to get it all in a panic. We sold a lot.
that, you know, I
Yeah.
could spend hours and hours in a day just packaging. But weirdly, even after this long, what are we now, pushing 16 years doing it, I still enjoy packaging.
I love it too. I do.
Somebody else. Finally, I found somebody else. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Steph loves it too. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'll do it, but to me, it's just one of those things that needs to be done. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like
Enjoying packaging.
I do. I enjoy printing the labels. I enjoy the whole part of it. It's fun.
Do you do one-day handling?
We've got 2 days.
I'm just switching to one for the last Christmas rush. We used to have it on one the whole time, and it was just putting that little bit of extra pressure on. We switched to 2, and it didn't affect our sales whatsoever.
Well, that's good.
That's why that was one of the things too, is we would do the packaging at the same time, because we would be overwhelmed. You know, like if we just had a lot of sales, and we shipped out a lot every day when we were just doing eBay, and it just made it easier because of the one day. We were so paranoid.
We just didn't want to get in trouble.
Get this. Yeah, we were always worried about getting in trouble with eBay. You know, we love this job. We can't get in trouble.
Yeah.
So we tried everything.
I think we're not over all of that, but we've been through all of that stuff with eBay. We're kind of really relaxed about it all now. We're not hung up about top rated seller and feedback and everything.
No, top rated seller helps though.
Yeah, we lost it a while back. We got it back now, and it made no difference in the interim period. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah. That's a better way to be.
Yeah, we did. That's, I think, why we were stressed about it. We did lose it. I don't remember why once. And ever since then, man, we get our stuff out as soon as we can. And we just, I don't know, we were very stressed about it, because that extra percentage that you get off of your fees is, you know, a large amount.
Yeah.
So
True.
Selling expensive items, it can get
I
costly.
just wanted to read a couple of comments from you.
Okay.
From Darren, can we read that?
Well, let me get down there in a sec. I just
Okay.
want to read. Andy says, great guests, Nick and Andrea, apart from the Liverpool scarf.
Oh boy. Hi, Andy.
This is Andy. Yeah, the cats and I are looking forward to binge watching Steve and Steph over Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, in Luton Knitwear, so that's another football team. They're not Liverpool fans, but they're still going to watch your videos, so you're okay.
Oh, thank you.
And then what did Darren ask?
Please
Yeah,
know
Darren
that the
said-
scarf was only because it was found.
Yes. Go on.
Darren said, what are your top 5 tips for successfully working from home with your partner? Open to both couples.
Oh, blimey.
Okay.
Oh, they've got.
Yeah.
Are you giving yours first?
Well, let's do one at a time. What?
Okay,
5's a lot.
I would say patience.
Ooh.
Yes. We agree.
I think that's a great one, and I think a common goal. You know, like we both view our life, the way we want to live our life, the same way. Like we have the same. I don't know what it would be called. Like we both know that, hey, we want to enjoy this life, and so we're both looking at it the same way, and that way it helps keep us going in the same direction.
Singing from the same hymn sheet, as I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
And so when things aren't gelling so much, if we're just not going as well as we would like to, bumps in the road or something, just knowing that, you know, ultimately we're trying to get to this level. So who cares?
We're both,
You just
if
move
there's
on.
a setback, like, you know, you make mistakes sometimes and you're going to lose some money or whatever. We both still know what the journey's about. And that is not something that, you know, it doesn't devastate us. And we don't, I think that's why we just don't get in arguments about it either, because we're both,
Hey, Jerry.
we're going the same way. We know there's going to be problems, but they can't be any worse than sitting in a 9-to-5 job, right?
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. I guess communication is key, and I think when we've had issues, it's because we've not communicated if we're not happy about something. And we recently went away for my birthday, and we sat and had a meal, and we got things off our chest about where things were going and certain issues and stuff. And it's good to just be able to communicate. It sounds simple, but yeah, that's.
But also, when we were walking today, we were talking about, you know, ideas for the future.
Yeah, plans for next year,
and both got excited about the same sort of things. So
yeah. But you're right. I mean, pulling together for the same cause is if you're not doing that, you're going in different directions and you're pulling apart. So it's never going to work out. But yeah,
and that's a beautiful thing.
Let me scroll down. Kirsten's in. Hi, Kirsten. She says, I miss working with my hubby we always worked together until we opened more shops. Kirsten has they have shops with art stuff, don't they? Art equipment.
Yeah.
We are gradually downsizing the retail business and looking forward to being together again.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, if we had to split apart and work separately again,
I wouldn't like
I think
it.
we would be depressed. You
Yeah,
know, we would be
I would
very
hate
sad.
it. I'm gonna cry right now thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
It won't happen. No, seriously, it will not happen, because there's sometimes things come along in your life and you just know this is supposed to be like this, you know, and whatever price you have to pay to get that, you just do it. It's like having a passion for something. You know, we have a passion for our freedom and enjoying it together. If you have a job, so if you guys have regular jobs and you're married and you don't see each other that often, I think you're going to have more problems down the road. Like if you end up, you have those regular jobs, you retire, and all of a sudden you're together. Okay, you're retired and you're together, and you're like, who is this person? And you have other friends because you worked in different jobs, and now you're with this person all day long, and you didn't know there's certain things, you know, that they do that you just never noticed before because you never see them.
Yeah,
that's
a problem.
It is, but there's also some couples who need that separation, where I think that they would not be together still if they had to work together 24/7. I don't think they could handle that.
True.
So I think it works.
We've learned that to a degree, that we operate better with our separate space that we have control in, because I think we both have control freak issues, and this helps. You know, I can make a mess in here, or be tidy, or be whatever, and listen to my own music. That's a big thing.
Yeah, that is a big thing.
Whereas if you're sharing the same space all day long, and I'm being messy and I've got my Depeche Mode blaring out all day long, you're going to freak out. See? So it works like this. You can play Wham all day long.
I can. I would love it. And I think I could see you being a lot more efficient for certain things too, because we distract each other all the time. We'll be talking, we start joking around. It's just, you know, but that's the fun of it too, you know.
We still get work done, but hey, if we're gonna just mess around sometimes, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And with this guy around, he's always messing around. There's always something going on. He's playing a prank or doing something. There's always something.
Hey, I've recaptured a part of my life that was gone for a long time, so I'm gonna enjoy it right now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now we've been going just over the hour. We try and keep these around the hour. So to kind of wrap things up, I just wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube. As I said when we started, I've been enjoying watching your videos, and your channel seems to be taking off. Are you excited about that? What have you got plans for the channel and the future of that?
We're excited about it. We can't believe it's happened. It's so weird, because we kind of just did it just for ourselves in the beginning. It was just for fun. So I don't know. Steve's the one that thinks of everything. I just go along. He's the leader.
Like, as far as plans, and we were asked this on the Reseller Six Pack last time. That was one of the topics, is like the goals. And at this stage, first off, we can't express how much we appreciate people watching our videos. I mean,
it's embarrassing.
And I'm sure you guys understand that too. There's just no way to really, truly show that appreciation, you know, and I hope they do get it. But I look at it like, when a kid is going to, I said this on the Reseller Six Pack, if a 10-year-old kid is going to a park, he doesn't have a goal of what he's going to do at that park. He's going to go there and have fun. And that's how I look at YouTube. You know, as long as it's like going out and having fun, going to the park and having fun, and enjoying the interactions with the people that we're coming in contact with, which we are, as long as that is part of it, then we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And there's things where I think we hold back a lot of stuff, but I think maybe next year, maybe we'll even like share some more things that are off the wall. But as long as it's fun, man.
No goals.
And there may be goals. Maybe in the middle of the year we'll figure something out. But the goal is freaking enjoy this thing, you know, and enjoy our life. And YouTube is fun right now. It really is fun.
And we feel like the reselling life, the weird stuff we come in to contact with, just the different things that we do, just bringing you guys along to share it is fun, you know. So if you guys are enjoying it, we like it. So we'll do it.
Watching other YouTubers.
We stumbled into this pretty much not accidentally, obviously, we purposefully made a video and put it out there, but we had no idea it would ever become this thing. And we have friends and contacts and the Facebook groups that have grown up around it.
It's just great to get to know people, you know, all over the world really, and doing similar things to us. And
well, who'd have thought we've been sat here chatting to you guys in California about your life and our life? You know, it's just madness when you think about it.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And before we started doing YouTube, we didn't know one other person who was a reseller.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this all on our own. So having the resources has just been amazing, because our subscribers will tell us stuff like, you should do this or this, and this would help. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. You know, they've gone through stuff that we're going through now. So
I get inspired by other people. I'm definitely inspired by you guys. And it's
for sure.
Doing something a different way, and it makes you think as a different way as well, because you sort of get stuck in the rut sometimes, and you do things the way, you know, we've always done them, and then somebody comes along and they're doing something a different way, and you think, oh yeah, hang on, you know,
exactly.
You inspire each other, I think.
But I totally echo what you said, that we were bimbling along doing our reseller thing, not really knowing it was a thing that other people did. And now we have this whole kind of army of friends online that we can talk to, who understand the crazy things we talk about, the things we get excited about. And we never had that before. And it's now a huge part of our social life.
Yes.
That's worth more than money. That's fantastic.
I agree.
Having somebody else who's felt our pain over something on eBay, you know, like when it didn't go in our favor, or you got this crazy person on the phone or something, and somebody else has had it too. It's just like, great having somebody else to talk to about it. We're not the only ones.
Darren just said, I just subbed myself. I can't believe I've not found that channel before.
Oh, thank you.
Well, hopefully this will send you a bunch of new subs anyway. We're going to wrap this up shortly. I'll just repeat, if you've not watched Steve Steph's channel, go over there, check it out. There's some great content over there. And yeah, I think on that note, we should wrap this up. Did you have any more questions before we go?
I think so, no.
Fantastic. All right.
Thank you so much for having us on here, James.
This is fun.
Seriously, thank you so much. This has been a blast.
And everyone watching, please don't be offended at our British accents.
It's a compliment.
We love to do them all the time, because we watch your shows all the time. So it's not offensive. We love it.
Brilliant. Okay, well, the link to Steve Steph's channel should be below. I did put it. Yeah, I did put it in there. Yeah. If you're watching this after the event, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought about the chat. And yeah, thanks ever so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.